Protectors of the Grid, Chapter 57. I'm not expecting a call. Any of you? They all shook their heads no, but made room for her to rise from her chair and hurry over to her computer. She touched the button to answer the call, and an image came up on the screen. She didn't recognize the man with piercing dark eyes above prominent cheekbones. Hello? Hi, Tara? As soon as she heard the voice, Charlie leapt from the floor and ran to sit beside Tara. Kachi? Her face was radiant with hope. The face on the screen immediately shifted into a broad smile. Charlie, I didn't know you'd be there too. This is a real treat. Sweetheart, I have missed you so much. Charlie melted into her chair, but her face glowed even brighter. I've missed you too, Kachi. Where are you now? I'm still on the island. No plans to go anywhere, especially since I no longer have a U.S. passport, and we're still setting ourselves up as a sovereign nation. We're just back from questing, and I had a message from Red Fox about your visit to the res. Is Ben there? Ben was there, and he now moved to a space between Charlie and Tara and knelt to where the computer camera could see his face. Kachi, Ben acknowledged quietly. Hi, Ben, Kachi replied just as quietly. Have you forgiven me yet? Ben said nothing for minutes that stretched uncomfortably long. Finally, he shrugged and sighed. I don't honestly know, Kachi. I miss you like I've never missed anyone before, and I've been so pissed for so long I don't know if I know how I feel. He paused to think a moment before continuing. But I understand now in a way I didn't before. He thought a moment. I understand your concerns about the ferry, the stuff you tried to tell me when I was all caught up in the glamour of business. If you talked with Red Fox, you know I'm a different guy now. Ben paused as Kachi nodded affirmation, then continued like a bashful little boy sharing a triumph. We broke through the block, and the new passcode for intention works great. Kachi nodded again, his eyes glistening, his face soft and approving. I was pretty sure you could do it, Ben, or I wouldn't have left it to you in the first place. Kachi raised his right fist, punched the air twice, and gave a woot. Woot. Ben laughed and joined in with his right fist punching the air. Woot, woot. So what's happening, bro? Kachi inquired. The dress rehearsal is tomorrow, Kachi. Tomorrow, wow! Are you ready? What's been going on? You won't believe, and Ben gave him the Cliff Notes version of what they had been living. And Tara here, you remember my cousin, the shaman-wise woman priestess witch? Kachi laughed. I remember you talked about her, but you sound much more appreciative now. Tara and Ben laughed together, then Ben acknowledged. You betcha. No respect, no magic. And I definitely have a new appreciation for magic. Everyone laughed together at that. Speaking of magic, do you know Will? Kachi searched his memory. A.K.A. William Waya Windwalker, Ben added to clarify. Ah, yes, Windwalker. Hi, Kachi, Will hailed from the other side of the room, saluting even though Kachi couldn't see him. Aho, brother Windwalker, thank you for your service, my friend. Red Fox speaks highly of you. And Kachi saluted Will, even though neither could see the other. Kachi turned his attention back to Charlie. Is there anything I can do to assist what's happening tomorrow? Charlie perked up. It's all lined out, Kachi. The only wild card that we know of is Leonard Langley, the engineer who used to work with us. As near as we can tell, he was trying to steal the technology to sell to the highest Asian bidder. We surprised him in the lab one Sunday night and haven't seen him since. Kachi's eyes narrowed into dangerous-looking slits, and his lips tightened into a narrow line. Ben interjected, but we've not only solidified the vibrational passcode, Kachi, we've enlisted multidimensional help. Oh, yes, we all went out into the desert to do ceremony on the new moon. You did? Kachi looked a little startled, then thoughtful. We did ceremony here on the new moon as well, and it was unusually powerful. I kept feeling you, Ben, but I had no idea why, except to support whatever you were doing. I wondered if maybe you were in ceremony too, but I thought, nah, too much of a long shot. But I had such a strong urge to contact you. Things sure are aligning. Yes, Will replied, walking around behind the others so that he too could see the face on the screen and be seen. We have the promise of the ancestors and the avatars to be with us tomorrow, Kachi. The energies have been flowing well for us since we returned. Tara spoke up. You should be very proud of Ben, Kachi. He's a different man now. Kachi nodded. I can tell, Tara. He's become the man I always knew he could be. Ben dropped his head, embarrassed. Will came over to the front of the screen and squeezed Ben's shoulder for encouragement. So how can I help? Kachi asked. I can't come there physically without a visa, and the government isn't inclined to give me one since I've renounced citizenship. You tried? Charlie asked eagerly. Yes, sweetheart, I did try. They said, basically, not only no, but hell no. So you will have to come see me here when the time is right. Kachi laughed a bit sadly. Indians never seem to win in any dealings with the U.S. government. Nobody does, Kachi, Charlie responded. Well, not often anyway. I'm at least lucky enough to be a citizen. Just keep minding your manners, Charlie. No reason for you to get into trouble on account of me. He reached up to touch the screen. Charlie did the same, fingers touching across the ethers. I don't want any interference when you travel here to see me. He looked at her with longing in his eyes. She looked back at him with the same depth of feeling, blinking back the tears, smiling bravely. What you can do, Kachi, Tara interrupted, before they were all in tears. You can hold space between now and the end of tomorrow. Be in ceremony as much as possible. Support us with your prayers and energy. You've got it, Tara, Kachi responded immediately. All the elders will participate too. It's important for the technology itself, but it's also important for all of us. We need the ongoing income from the ferry while we continue building here on the island. I thought you sold all your stock, Ben blurted. Thought I would have to, but it turned out it made more financial sense, since we had already bought the island and still had several million in cash to work with, to keep some stock. In hopes you will someday pay a dividend, right? Or at least that your stock price keeps rising. Just as backup in case it takes a while to build clientele for the resort. By the way, the resort project is about halfway constructed. The organic farms are feeding us now, and the environmental tourism project is close enough to completion that we've started advertising. Oh my God, that's exciting, Charlie breathed, speaking for all of them. You've been working awfully hard to get so much accomplished already. Charlie's face shone with pride. And I've got to run now, Kachi, she admitted reluctantly. Just a few more things to double-check then, she sighed. I've got to let go. We all do, Kachi, Tara chimed in. It's been grand to meet you finally. We've been a little high-strung, but I'm feeling much better now. We'll settle into a ceremony this evening, too, so meet you in the ethers tonight. Kachi gave them all a thumbs up. Go get 'em, Tigers. Y'all seem to have formed a solid team. Go do this thing. When the Skype screen closed, a feeling of emptiness swept around the room. Since they were all huddled around one side of the table on which the computer sat anyway, they comforted themselves with a group hug before dispersing peacefully to what tasks remained.